What's going on, everyone? So could this be LeBron James and Anthony Davis's last hurrah with the Lakers? Now, there's not any specific news. It's just kind of my thoughts, when you're looking at the scope of just all the information that's coming out, kind of piecing things together. And of course, I just want to kind of have a fun, open discussion with you all. So let me know your thoughts and opinions down in the comments below. But Tyler, how did you come to this? Well, Lakers haven't made any moves. They've prioritized the future of the organization, which is fine, but you have LeBron James and Anthony Davis, right? You're in this win now position. You're seeing the Warriors kind of do the same thing. They have a guy in Steph Curry who wants to win now, who you owe it to try to win now, but you have all this young talent that you want to grow, develop. It's two separate paths that you're hoping can coexist, but eventually they're going to split and branch out, right? It's kind of the same thing with the Lakers, right? The Lakers want to develop players and grow an organization and a foundation on stuff while trying to contend with LeBron James and Anthony Davis, and you're hoping that those two can coexist, and eventually they're going to branch out. And you look at that, you look at LeBron could just opt out and leave. Anthony Davis, once again, reiterates that, hey, I don't want to play center full time. He's not saying I won't play center at all, but he's saying, hey, I need you to get me another center. Right? And it's not Jackson Hayes, not Christian Wood. I need somebody that I don't have to play center regularly across. You want to win, and you got a new head coach, and there's just a lot of mystery in the air. Right? Now, look, I believe the Lakers can win. I wouldn't bet on it, but I do think that the Lakers, healthy LeBron James and Anthony Davis, better coaching, hopefully better health, particularly come playoff time. Obviously, it's not looking great with Christian Wood and Jared Vanderbilt, but it's early on. You need the health towards the end, not the beginning, right? I mean, you need it throughout, but ideally, it'd be nice to everyone's healthy come playoffs. So, to me, I look at it and go, okay, well, they have a puncher's chance. Do you stand pat? Do you make that trade? Right? I do believe the Lakers will make a trade if it makes sense, if the deal is there. Right? If the Lakers can work out a trade or two, I think that they'll do it. The problem is does that ever come to fruition? And I think you need multiple trades to really make it work. So the Lakers don't pull off a trade. Anthony Davis still has to play center full time. Steph Curry is that looming threat and idea. Now look, I believe Steph, if he is going to team up with LeBron, it'll be on the Lakers. Because I just think LeBron James, Anthony Davis, and Steph Curry give you a better chance of winning a championship than LeBron James, Steph Curry, and Draymond Green, right? And I just think the Warriors have what they believe is their next wave of guys already, where the Lakers are still trying to figure that out, right? The Warriors still got to pay Kuminga and all that stuff, right? So there is this sense of the Warriors, it'd make more sense for them to hit the reset button while the Lakers go to win, right? Bring in Steph to win. But the Warriors can free up as much as $40 million in salary next season. Now, again, they still have to give Kuminga money. He wants max, all that stuff. But, you could always work out a sign and trade with the Lakers. And you could always just sign LeBron outright. And if LeBron leaves, does AD want to stay? Or does he go, hey, get me out of here? Right? Now, the benefit that the Lakers have is Rich Paul. Right? Rich Paul wants LeBron in the Lakers, and he doesn't want LeBron to go elsewhere. We already saw, Warriors tried to go after LeBron, and Rich Paul shut that down. Why did Rich Paul shut it down? Because he thinks it'll hurt LeBron's legacy even further if he goes to now another team. Now he's on a fourth team, right? Now, if they win a championship, I don't think so, but, LeBron would be 41 next year, in year 23. It's what's the likelihood? Now, again, if you have Anthony Davis and Steph, then I think, likelihood's actually pretty good if everyone can stay healthy. But I do think that Rich Paul is kind of the one thing that may keep it all together, right? Because he's, LeBron confides in him. He's his guy. He's his agent, right? Rich Paul has a lot of say over LeBron. Obviously, LeBron's going to do what LeBron wants to do, right? I'm not saying that, Rich Paul is, if LeBron wants to go to the Warriors, Rich Paul is going to be absolutely not, sit down and give him a smack on the hand or so. No, it's not. If LeBron really wants to go to the Warriors, he'll go to the Warriors, which is the concern. But I think Rich Paul can kind of be that that angel Laker on LeBron's shoulder, like, hey, stay with the Lakers. Now, I know some people might look at it, and I'm sure I'm going to get comments from people that are like, who cares? Let LeBron go. Trade Anthony Davis. Trade LeBron. And I do think there is an argument to get ahead of that, right? Like, I'm pretty confident that if LeBron does want out next offseason, you'll be able to trade him, right? He's not going to want to go to some bottom-feeding team. And even the Warriors, right, they're going to have to, they could have $40 million, but they also could have, nothing, depending on, guys resign and all that. So it's just, we'll see. More likely than not, my guess is that you work out a sign and trade to where you get Kuminga and, you get maybe Moody or something like that. And Kuminga's now on a new contract, so you're basically just swapping that. And then if you're the Lakers, you probably, I would look to trade Anthony Davis. But there's also the possibility that what if Anthony Davis asks out? Right? If the Lakers don't get a center and Anthony Davis continues to have to play center, and say he gets hurt, knock on wood, hopefully it's nothing significant or major, but he's been incredibly healthy the last year and a half. He doesn't really have a great history. Or what if he just gets banged up and he's just like, dude, I'm tired of this. Anthony Davis asking out, I think, knocks down the whole house of cards. Now, I do think you'd get an insane return for Anthony Davis, so I don't think it would be one of those things where it's the end of the world, right? But contention is now gone for a while. You're probably not winning a championship in the next year or two, right? Unless, I've said I actually, if you were to trade Anthony Davis, I would look to trade him to the Thunder and see, can you get a Carson Wallace and, a Jalen Williams, not the power forward version, but the 20-point-a-game version. And then if you could turn LeBron into Kuminga and Moody, if you could essentially turn LeBron James and Anthony Davis into a bunch of picks and then two potential stars, right? That are young and have tons of potential and upside in Williams and Kuminga, and then, two quality just role guys that could potentially be something in Moses Moody and Carson Wallace, right? And then you have a bunch of cap space, do all maybe go get that next guy, right? Or maybe you look to move some of these guys. I don't hate the idea, right? I think that, if the Lakers were ever to, have to tear it down, I think they'd be in good shape, right? I think they're going to make out like bandits here. But, again, I would prefer the alternative where it's the Lakers pull off a trade or two and kind of push their chips to the table for LeBron James and Anthony Davis. And if the Lakers don't do that, my concern is I don't think it happens this season. I don't. LeBron James and Anthony Davis, I am very confident will probably go through this year. And then I think they'll wait and gauge, right? Because you have the potential of several kind of big names. I mean, even Kyrie Irving. Again, I don't really want to get into the Kyrie conversation right now. If that becomes a thing, we'll talk about it later. But Kyrie could opt out, right? He has a player option. He could opt out and just go sign with the Lakers. Look, LeBron James is willing to take, a significant discount for Klay Thompson, DeMar DeRozan, and Giannis Valanciunas. You don't think he'd take a discount on top of D'Lo's money falling off, on top of all these other things, to go get Kyrie Irving, who he has been begging for the last few years? And Kyrie could get his $30 million a year, right? So he gets what he wants. He gets the money, and he gets to be a Laker. Again, I don't want to turn this into a Kyrie Irving video, but it's a possibility. The reason I even mention it is because I do think LeBron James and Anthony Davis, I do think that they'll be patient in their decision next offseason. But if the Lakers fall short again, Lakers don't appear to be making any moves or any significant, at what point, if you're LeBron and AD, do you just go, all right, clearly the Lakers are over here and we're over here, right? Same thing I've talked about with Steph. Clearly the Warriors are over here and I'm over here, right? At some point, a tough decision has to be made. But you're starting to hear, that LeBron, Rich Paul, assuming the report, we don't know. Right? I want to be clear about that, right? We only know what information is put out. We don't know what actually is happening behind the scenes. We don't know what actual conversations are. But the fact that the Warriors called and inquired about LeBron, and there wasn't a just like, no, hung up the phone, and Rich Paul had to intervene and basically shut it down, tells me that there's at least an interest in LeBron potentially leaving. At least there's at least an interest in LeBron and Steph, and they have made it apparent, right? I don't think LeBron leaves to just go anywhere. Right, like I don't think LeBron leaves to go back to Cleveland or go back to Miami. Maybe to like, go retire. Right, like let's say he's like, I'm ready to retire. But like, I do think that there are special circumstances such as Steph, where he's like, I could go play with Steph, right? And the Warriors might go, well, we got Steph and LeBron, we have to go all in now, and maybe they're willing to sacrifice and do what's necessary to go all in for LeBron and Steph, and go, hey. Let's go try to win a chip, and we'll figure it out after. Rather than like, it's Steph and a bunch of role guys, and we really winning a championship. I don't know. It's interesting, but it's just a thought. Again, like I just wanted to have a fun conversation, and you're just hearing all the murmurs about the direction in which the Lakers are going, things that the Lakers are prioritizing over winning now. LeBron and Steph, and then Anthony Davis and his basically ultimatums and stuff. Like, you're hearing all these little things, and it's just like, you lay it out. It's kind of like, this could be the last hurrah. This could be the last rodeo. But anyway, again, however you feel, whatever your thoughts are, as always, this is a discussion. So what do you think? How do you feel? What are your thoughts? Do you think like, this is probably the last rodeo? Do you care? Are you kind of like, no, like trade him now type thing? Because again, I do think that the Lakers make out. I think the Lakers are going to get a lot. I mean, Anthony Davis is still top 10 guy in the league. Like, they're going to get an insane package for Anthony Davis, right? And LeBron James, I still believe, would get something. Like, you'd still get probably a couple young guys and a couple picks, right? Like, you're not going to get what you would get for him, several seasons ago, but I think you still probably get 2 firsts in Kuminga and Moody. Right? Like, I don't think that that's bad. I don't think that that's a terrible position to be in, personally. But again, I feel whatever your thoughts are. Let me know down in the comments below. That being said, if you haven't liked this video, hit that like button. Helps me out. Helps me enjoy these types of videos, and I truly appreciate it. Not subscribe to the channel, hit that subscribe button. Turn on the bell notifications. Appreciate y'all. See you in the next one. Thank you.